If you're living with chronic pain, you know how tough it is. It can feel like this endless, lonely battle. Today, we're going to talk about a different way forward, a path that isn't about some miracle cure, but about building a real, full, meaningful life, even with the pain. So let's just start with a really honest question. I want you to think about everything you've tried, all the medications, the procedures, the diets, all the energy you've spent trying to get rid of this pain. Has all of that effort actually given you the life you want to be living? It's a tough one, because for so many of us, the answer is no. The fight itself has cost us so much. And that leads us to this huge, kind of radical idea. What if the main problem, the thing that's causing so much of the suffering, isn't the physical pain itself, but the constant, exhausting struggle against it? You know, that endless war can make our world get smaller and smaller until we're just stuck. I bet this chart looks pretty familiar. We try things, right? Medications, surgeries, you name it. And yeah, maybe in the short term, we get a little bit of relief, a little glimmer of hope. But long term, the results are often disappointing, and the costs just keep piling up. The money, the side effects, the emotional drain. It's a cycle that can leave you feeling pretty hopeless. Okay, so if that old road of trying to control and eliminate the pain feels like a dead end, what's the alternative? Well, it's not about giving up. Not at all. It's about choosing a completely new direction. It's about shifting from a life that revolves around your pain to a life that revolves around what actually matters to you. Now, the heart of this new path is a word that, honestly, a lot of people get wrong: acceptance. This does not mean you're defeated. It doesn't mean you have to like the pain. It's an active choice. It's deciding to live a full life with the pain, to stop pouring all your energy into fighting a battle you might not be able to win. You've probably heard this prayer before, but wow, does it hit home here. True wisdom is knowing where to put your energy. The fight against chronic pain often has us hammering away at the things I cannot change. This new path is about taking all that courage and aiming it squarely at the things you can change, like your actions, your focus, and the direction of your life. So, if you stop pouring all that energy into the fight, where does it go? This is where we find our new compass, our values. Values are your personal answer to the question, what do I want my life to be about? They're what's deeply, truly important to you. They become your North Star, the reason you move forward, especially on the hard days. And to really get this, we have to understand the difference between values and goals. Think of it like this. A value is a direction, like heading west. You can always travel west. It's a lifelong journey. A goal is a specific destination you can reach, like getting to California. So, being a loving parent is a value, a direction. Reading a bedtime story tonight is a goal, a specific stop along that path. Okay, but let's be real. Just because you choose this new path doesn't mean all the difficult thoughts and feelings just magically disappear, right? Of course not. The secret is learning how to unhook from them so they stop being in charge of your decisions. Let's look at a really cool way to think about this. I want you to imagine you are the driver of a bus, your life's bus. And your destination is a life that's guided by your values. Now, on this bus, you've got all these passengers, your thoughts, your feelings, your pain sensations, and some of them are really loud and obnoxious, yelling at you from the back. You're going the wrong way. This is stupid. You should just pull over. Here's the thing. You can't really force those passengers off the bus. And if you stop the bus and go back there to argue with them, well, what happens? You're not driving anymore, are you? You're stuck. The alternative is to just let them be there. You can hear them, you can acknowledge them, but you keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and you keep driving toward what matters. You're the driver, not them. And the skill that lets you do this, the thing that helps you just notice those noisy passengers without getting into a big fight, is mindfulness. It's not some complicated, mystical thing. It's simply the practice of noticing what's happening right now, your thoughts, feelings, the pain, without judging it or trying to fix it. It creates that little bit of space you need to choose what you do next. All right, so you've got your compass, your values. You've got the tools to handle those difficult thoughts. Now for the most important part, committed action. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's time to actually get your feet moving in the direction you've chosen. And here's how simple it can be. First, you pick a value that's important to you. Let's say, being a caring friend. Okay. Next, you set a small, reachable goal that moves you in that direction, like, I'm going to reconnect with an old friend. And finally, you pick one tiny, specific action. I'm going to send one text message this afternoon. That's it. That's how you start walking. And please, Please remember this. This is not about making some huge, heroic leap overnight. It's all about the small, consistent steps. It's about looking at your values compass every day and asking, what's one tiny thing I can do today to move in that direction? That consistency is what builds a meaningful life, one little step at a time. So let's end with this, a question for you to take with you. If, just for tomorrow, you let your values be your guide instead of your pain, what's one small step you would take? Think about it, because the answer to that question might just be the start of a whole new journey for you.